you speak on it the best because I feel like a lot of black women, they're black women.
Oh, okay, I thought so.
Who are strong.
I thought so.
Who said I identified as black?
They don't know what's going on the show.
Maybe I'm just.
So they don't
I'm
know
Caucasian.
that George randomly saw 2 black girls and were like, "That's our girls." Yes, but the concept is that black women have often been accused of being too strong for relationships. And that's something that comes up. And I don't think there is a such thing as being too strong in relationships. But I want to know if you guys have ever had that happen and how you feel about that clash that does happen sometimes.
It's every relationship. You know what? So you were just saying, like, being an alpha presence. Like, I have a really strong personality from the gate. As soon as you meet me, like, my energy is really strong. So I typically go for guys that are more subtle, more, I don't want to say
reserved.
Yes. Like someone who's okay with like me taking the lead or on certain things.
But is that what you actually want?
Yes, because I don't want to be combative. I thought that I would want someone who is super alpha like me, but as I've grown to be like, okay, maybe I'm attracted to what I am because I identify with that and we can connect as a friend, but like in relationship, that doesn't work because someone has to be the rock and someone has to be water. And I'm definitely water. I'm fluid. I'm all over the place. I need someone who's like really just super grounded, super calm, mellow, just the opposite of me.
So a question for you. Earlier, when I said it was a clash with 2 alphas, you presented the argument that it doesn't need to be a clash, but here you're giving me an alternative. You're saying that they need to be different. How do 2 alphas get along?
Well, isn't every relationship, any relationship is compromised. So
It's a push and pull,
yeah.
you know? So I think a man needs to be alpha sometimes and the woman needs to be alpha sometimes. I don't think you just play one role the entire time. I'm the same way. My husband is very reserved and lets me kind of do what I want to do. But you know,
you're what?
My husband. But I want him to put me in my place sometimes. Like, that's what I'd like. You know?
Like it, right?
Why, when I said my husband, was it like, you're what? You're what?
Because I gave you the spirit fingers, which is something very intimate and precious to me that I don't do to anyone.
Oh my gosh,
Had
don't
I
read
realized
between
you
the
were married,
lines.
I would have kept my hands in my pocket.
Too late.
No,
Too late.
the connection happened.
Why can't you give spirit fingers to a fellow human being?
I can, but I sort of fell in love.
But the concept is you feel like
I do. 5.
your husband and you have a situation where you go back and forth.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, more than not, I am the one that's like, this is what's happening. And he rolls with it. That's why I married him. He does what I say. You know? I mean,
I married him because he does what I say.
That's not the only reason.
Where is the push and pull?
That's not the only reason. But no, I mean, there is a push and pull. Sometimes he'll tell me, like, no, we need to do A, B, and C. And I'm like, okay. But then when it's crunch time and I need to do what I want, then I do it.
Happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
And you know what? A lot of people prescribe to that and subscribe to that philosophy, and I think it's a very good philosophy to go by. I think more people should do it. Let's get to know you two a little better. We play a game here called Either Or.
Okay.
And it's a game where
the Either Or gives us everyday details about your lives that we're really interested in knowing. So,
all right, we're ready.
And you have to pick either or. You
have to. You can't say I'm not picking this one.
You have to pick. It's one. It's sometimes it's the lesser of two evils.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sofa or bed.
In
Bed.
what context?
Bed.
George Bush or Donald Trump?
George Bush.
George Bush. Damn.
George is on a roll today. He's just about that like new life today.
For sure, George.
Dress or sweats?
Sweats.
Dress.
Basketball shorts or joggers?
Are joggers the sweatpants that are tight at the ankles? Is that joggers?
Yep.
Joggers?
Basketball shorts.
She likes to see some leg.
Like a little knee action?
Yeah, you know, a little above the knee action. I'm with it.
Eyelashes or eyebrows?
Eyebrows.
Eyelashes.
Whoa.
Oh no, eyebrows.
You know, I just
Frame
can't
your
with
face.
I can't with the eyebrows. I can't. I'm done with it. Clearly, because I don't do my eyebrows like all. I can't. I look like Oscar the Grouch if I do.
Eyebrows on fleek. Shout out to Giselle Soto. Keeps my eyebrows on
Okay,
fleek.
well, can you help me? Oh, yeah, she does.
Yes.
She does.
So this next question has nothing to do with me. A man who maintains his eyebrows, waxes them, cuts them, whatever, threads, or a man who leaves his eyebrows natural?
A man that leaves his eyebrows natural.
Nah, I don't know. That was a hard one because if you have, like, Anthony Davis has a unibrow, right? But it's like kind of what he's known for is his signature. It's a part of who he is.
Sure.
But I don't feel like sexy time when I get close to your face and you like have a unibrow.
But are you
like,
staring at
that
his unibrow?
I'm looking at his face.
Wow.
Can I add the fact that the man happens to be Middle Eastern?
Then he should probably trim his eyebrows.
See, now that was racist, bro. It was a setup.
No, that might have been prejudice or discriminatory.
That's a great point. That's actually people
Yeah,
get that.
she just
They
shut me
confuse
down
that all the
again.
time. Secret lover or all over the place.
All over the place. Like, if you're with me, you're dating me, like, you should be super proud of, like, being with me. Now, am I gonna post all over the place? Probably not, but I would not like to feel like someone's secret. No woman wants to feel like that.
All over the place, for sure. For sure.
Like Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that gets a bit excessive. And I also feel like people front for the gram and try to make their relationship seem a certain way. And it's usually the ones that post all the time that are like not doing so good. So, you know, post me sometimes.
you could post me, but like, don't tag me. Unless you have more followers than me, then you need to tag me. But if like, just don't tag. Like, you can post and show people what's going on in your life without showing them exactly who or giving them access to a person. Like, I know people have had whole babies, and I don't know what their baby looks like. I don't know who their baby daddy is.
Right.
Like, but I know this is happening in their life. Like, you can know I'm with someone, but you don't need to know the inner personal workings of our relationship.
That sounds
Absolutely.
more like secret lover.
No.
Because all over the place constitutes being out. This is holding hands. Look at us. We're at the movies. That's all over the place.
I just feel like that's so extra. Like, why do you have to do all of that? You're in a relationship. You're together.
I mean,
so
it
you're
causes
right.
a lot of fights between couples is this concept.
I just feel like it's so ridiculous. What is our relationship based on? Social media, or is it based on us being together? So I say secret lover because it doesn't really
Hold
matter
on.
to me.
That's two different things. You're talking about two different things. You're talking about one, if someone posts you on social media
Right.
often, and then the activities in which you do. So if you're the couple that holds hands and does all that lovey-dovey puppy
So
stuff.
if we're talking about affection and being affectionate in public, yes. But I'm talking about the gram. I just think that's for show sometimes.
I look good. I work hard to look good. Post me, man. You don't have to tag me. I don't feel like people need to know it's me.
but no
or,
one can take that
Let me
away
just
from you.
remind you, you
Post
two
or
are
not.
friends. This isn't Cardi, Nicki. This isn't a
Oh,
rap
no.
battle.
Oh, my gosh,
Oh, no,
no.
we
We're
love
friends.
each other.
We're
We're cool.
collabing.
We are cool.
Next one. It's getting intimate. You're with your husband or you're with your special person. Do you want some hip hop in the background or do you want some R&B in the background?
R&B. Pretty Ricky all day.
Silence. You have to pick one
You
or the
gotta
other.
pick one. It's either or. Nothing
You
in the
said
middle.
hip hop
Hip hop or R&B?
R&B, like some 112 or something like that.
That's sweet.
okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet. So I only get it into trap music. Here's the thing.
Teron be playing. One
look,
time
look.
I walked in his apartment and there's some Young Thug playing. I was like, what? He's like,
You
The
bump that
closest-
Jeffrey while you're.
Nah, I don't even
Okay.
really listen to Young Thug. So no, not Young Thug. It might be Future. I might hit Future.
Like, there are some hip hop songs that are like, okay,
Hip
like,
hop.
sure.
The closest to R&B I'm getting is Jodeci. That's where we're.
That is the
That's
heart
pretty
of
cool.
R&B.
No. Let me explain something to you. You said 112.
Yeah.
112 is the Backstreet Boys of
absolutely.
Jodeci. Boys to Men is the Garth Brooks of Jodeci. Let me explain Jodeci. Let me explain, since you don't.
drop the
honestly
lines
understand.
on him. Drop the lines.
Okay, go ahead.
Jodeci wrote a song.
Why are you staring off into the distance as you
He's just
speak?
got to feel
Into
it.
the
Because I'm
abyss.
in the space.
Right.
Profound.
The Jodeci
Right.
space. Jodeci wrote a song while other people were singing, "Oh, Into the Road" and "Baby, Come See Me" and blah blah blah. Jodeci wrote a song called "Freaking You," and the chorus goes, and I quote: "Every freaking day and every freaking night, I want to freak you, baby. Your body's so freaking tight." Now, this is what you have to understand, is that they were like Casey and JoJo and Dalvin and Devontae were in a room and they were writing and they were like, every freaking day. But what about night? You write every freaking night.
night?
What do you
Okay.
want to do? I want to freak her. I want to freak you, baby. Why? Oh, because her body's so freaking right. Like that was
For the younger,
that was a real
for the
thing.
younger
Yes.
listeners, what did the word freak mean back then?
Yo, for the younger, they know what freak
They-
means.
they
But
should
for the
do
younger
context
listeners,
clues.
Jodeci is what's the now equivalent of what Jodeci was in the 90s?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Every singer now, basically sings the way they do. Nobody's saying about sexuality and especially urban sexuality the way Jodeci did until Jodeci.
I have to agree, because I was a Boyz II Men fan, and it was very romantic. Can we go
Why are you singing
back
to me?
the days
No, he's looking into the
of
abyss.
love?
No.
Oh, wait, no,
he's looking
He's
into
trying
her,
to
her
look
eyes,
into my soul.
into her
Somebody
eyes.
Yeah,
tell
while
me
singing.
how
Yeah.
a perfect love goes wrong. Because you're married.
So okay,
Yeah.
so,
So
R&B.
either or, it's on me now. I want to say watches or bracelets on men,
watches.
because I'm wearing both right now.
Watches.
Watches. I really.
A man who has a watch has something to do.
Sure.
Oh,
I
A
guess
man with a bracelet might have too much time.
a man with a bracelet is like, I don't know, writing poems or something.
Poems? I do write poetry. That's great. I'm glad you observed.
he does. He does. He actually has degrees in English and poetry
She
writing,
hit the
which
nail on the head.
Yeah.
which is why now he does this. Now,
I won't tell you what to do, but I'll poetically explain how I feel about you.
Wow.
just to understand better who you are as a person, we need to know a little bit of your romantic interests. I would love to know who your superhero crush is. Any superhero, who is the crush that you would choose?
And we need to know the traits of why. It's very important.
Ooh.
See, now you put in personality and not just looks.
That's a good.
Right.
I
That's
actually have
important.
to think
good?
about
That was
it.
good.
That was important. The
That's good.
traits of why. That's excellent.
Profound.
Felicia?
Oh, Wakanda Forever. I'm picking Black Panther.
All of them?
Out of all of them,
Well,
no.
Black Panther is a
Black
singular
Panther. Just
word.
son,
Black Panther,
T'Challa.
Black
T'Challa.
Panther.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
You could have picked
with...
Lupita, and we would have equally honored that.
Right.
She's not a superhero though.
Oh, but she is.
I would go with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Why
Okay.
Spider-Man?
You're a pedophile. He's in high school.
No. The concept. It's a concept.
I mean, he seems sweet. He's for the people. He can rescue me. He can fly from building to building. I say Spider-Man.
He actually kind of webs
swings from
okay.
building to
And
building.
I do feel like if you told him what to do, he'd listen.
There
out
you
of
go.
all the superheroes.
So perfect.
That's
He's
the
a
thing.
little more vulnerable.
But that's the kind of man you like, is the one who kind of follows your ebb and flow.
Sure. Follows my lead, but can take the lead if necessary.
Nice. No, T'Challa, because he's a whole king. I want to be a queen. So like, why not? Also, it was a great movie. So
So let's basically decipher. Let's go with Felicia. Felicia said, tag me only if you have more followers, because I want to come up. I need you to be a king so that I can just become a queen instead of becoming queen on my own. I get it. I understand. We know a lot of girls like that in LA, but you're not from LA.
no, I'm not from LA.
Where are you
And
from
I wouldn't
originally?
put her in that box.
And I wouldn't. It's okay.
Shout your city.
I
What's your
was throwing
hometown?
shade.
Oh
I
gosh,
was throwing
I'm-
shade.
okay.
It's like the real one that I'm from, or the one I'm claiming.
The
No,
roots.
I'm from Glassboro, New Jersey. It's a really small ass town in southern New Jersey, like right outside of Philadelphia.
And what do you claim?
I claim Glassboro. I'll claim Glassboro. Oh, sometimes people ask. I just say Philadelphia because like
It's that close.
Philly.
It's close.
it's
That's
like
what you
20,
told me
25
when
minutes.
I
It's
met you.
super
You said
because people
Philly.
have no context about that. And the closest city to Glassboro outside of Philadelphia is Camden, and you don't really want to use that as a intro. Hey, I'm from Camden.
Isn't that
Like,
what the
oh.
universities are?
No, well, there's one. No, there's a bunch in Philly. There's one in Camden. There's Rutgers.
Yeah,
in
Rutgers is
Camden.
where that's the big school in New Jersey.
No,
Rutgers.
that's New Brunswick. There's 2 Rutgers campuses.
Oh, there's another. You know what? I
She's
just
dropping
knew
knowledge.
about Camden.
She is.
Rutgers.
Dropping
Real
Yeah.
knowledge right now.
I just knew
Too.
about the Camden Rutgers.
Yeah.
I didn't
While you're
even
dropping
realize.
knowledge, Pats or Genos?
Neither. Are you
Neither.
serious?
Are you
That was
about Jim's life? I'm about the gyms.
No, I'm not about the gyms either. Although they sponsor a lot of events in the city, they're great. But I like Ishkabibbles on South Street.
Ishkabibbles?
Ishka-
Ishkabibbles.
Does the
And-
guy making the cheesesteak look like me? Because that's what it sounds like.
No, he doesn't. No, they have all different types of people working there. It's just a funny name. It's on South Street, and like it's a one-stop shop because you can like get drunk at Fat Tuesdays and just walk down the street and get you a good old cheesesteak or a cheesesteak sub.
Ishkabibbles.
Ishkabibbles. And it's crazy that it's spelled exactly how it sounds.
Whoa.
Like it'll pop it. Like as soon as you just it'll pop up.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, you know, you're typing in your phone. That's the sound I guess I hear.
What's popping or stopping, Teron? We need to know.
Popping or stopping, if you've ever noticed, if you have a conversation, especially nowadays with men, we randomly have rap lyric Tourette's where you're talking to a guy and he will randomly just spit off a rap lyric out of nowhere. And you're like, kind of like, why sometimes? Is that popping or stopping? Meaning, should we stop it or is it okay? You're okay with it or it's popping?
Popping. I want to rap too. Can I get in on it? Like, I want to say something too. I like it.
That's whack. I didn't even know that we started that.
That's the real thing. You sometimes really you just sitting there and someone will be like, "Give me the loot," and you're like, "Why are you?"
No,
it's like you have Tourette's.
I don't like that because it's like that's the kind of guy I feel like wants a lot of attention and is just super like just trying to be flashy, and it's like it's not funny. Like maybe it was funny if we were in 8th grade or middle school or something, but now as adults, like you're just that annoying guy.
You don't think it's funny?
So it's a little it's a little immature or corny. So we have one popping and we have one stopping. You're saying to stop it. You're saying keep going on to sing along, and that's just a reflection of the different personalities that are out there. And we're glad to have you to give us men more insight. So guys who are listening, it may work, it may not.
Actually, you know what? Honestly, I do it sometimes and it does not work. Like, listen.
It works on me when
you
do it.
can't really just throw out rap lyrics because it really, we all have some type of personality disorder. We're walking around and being like, we're just thinking of anything we can think right now and just start throwing out lyrics like, shoot. Like, why are you shooting as you walk around?
Why are you shooting?
Walking down to the bus. Like, why are you saying shoot? Like, we really do that. Like,
no, but I thought about it again. You're right. People do that. Like, I see people with their like, they'll just be like random places and they'll just start rapping the song and people be like, oh yeah, I'm vibing to that. Like, no, like, bro, stop.
I mean, it's just, I would be, and this is the reason I feel that it's a concept is because I could never see my dad walking down the street and just being like, sexual healing. Like, it's just not something my dad or mom would do in the same context.
Not in the same context.
Wait.
Like, I just don't think they would have just had the maybe you start singing when you're in the kitchen or something, but you're not just walking around and saying one line of a rap lyric, like dropping a punchline.
Are you saying this is like a generational thing? Like this is only unique to us?
I think it's unique to the last 20 years.
Yeah.
I think it's unique to the rap generation of listening to rap songs that have these punchlines and then walking around, whether it's in the 2000 people's like, if I can't do it, you know what I'm saying? And now someone's walking around now and thinking sicko mode, you know what I'm saying? Like someone's walking around like Papa Zan. Like, why?
Back to back.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear that one a lot. Back to back.
Still?
Yeah.
Wait,
wow.
Wait, hold on. Is another one considered like that?
Another one.
Yeah. That's because it depends
it's
on
a punchline.
when you're using it.
It is a punchline.
Because if you're like, can I have a bottle of water? And someone's like, another one. Like,
but you know what? What I like about it, and Teron tells me I'm too long-winded all the time, speaking sound bites. I was taking a literature course, and when I was in school, the more you wrote, the better. It's like they wanted you to do the 20 pages. Then I had this one professor introduce me to the term brevity, getting the same message across in a shorter, punchier way. And I feel that these hip-hop lines help us do that. It's a form of communication. It's like a verbal emoji.
It's all a personal preference. I think it's great. I think it's funny. I might do it sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Or even, but you're talking about in context of like how to pick women up, right? Like, or if this is going to be appealing to women.
Just in general. You're in a relationship and you do it like
my dude. Oh God, that's embarrassing.
Is it?
Yes.
Embarrassing? Like you're like if he's, why did he just do that?
If he's like the loud guy, if he's like super super loud and he yells out in a room or something, I'll just be like, what are you doing?
But he's not like spitting bars, like doing the whole thing. It's just a little.
What if it happened during lovemaking?
No, hell.
Shoot, baby, shoot.
Hold up, do that
Like,
again.
don't shoot.
no,
Don't shoot.
no,
Don't
then
shoot.
no,
Do not shoot the
absolutely
club
not.
up. Don't shoot.
No.
No.
So it's interesting. It's interesting. We also get questions from our listeners, and one of our listeners sent in an email.
Kelly
George,
P.
do you have the email?
Yeah, I have Kelly P's email
Okay,
right
perfect.
here. I'm gonna read it for y'all.
So
Kelly
remember,
P.
every week we have listeners send in emails, and we'd love to hear from you, listeners. Please email us at
imperfectgshow@gmail.com.
and we always ask our panelists, and of course, give our 2 cents each and every week.
Absolutely. And here's what Kelly P writes.
What did Kelly P write?
I wanted to do something special for my boyfriend.
Okay,
I told him we should have a threesome.
that sounds special.
He asked if we could have a good friend of mine join. I said no. Then he chose a friend I'm not so close with. Now I'm very upset with him because it means he low-key fantasizes about my female friends.
You added low key.
Because that was a good ad.
Because
It
you know
was
why?
smooth,
You know
low-key.
why you added low key? Because we both agree
We
with
be
her on the
low-keying.
low.
We be low-key. I met a stranger at a bar. Am I wrong? I meant a stranger at a bar. Am I wrong for thinking this?
Okay. Hey, Kelly. That's,
P.
Hey,
Kelly
Kelly
P.
P. What's up? Wait. So she met a stranger at a bar, and that's a stranger she wants to have the
No,
threesome.
that's
She would prefer
what
to
she
have a
was
stranger.
preferring to have.
Oh.
So what she meant was when she said maybe it's time for a threesome, it should be someone involved who neither of us know. So when the boyfriend was so
His
quick to
dumb
say,
self,
"Oh,
yeah.
your friend Sally," "Oh, your friend Jen," she felt some type of way.
As she should. Kelly, your feelings are valid because that definitely means that he has been thinking about her friends.
He was just
For sure.
responding to the
That's
question.
not a response. They should have made the decision together and collectively decided.
You know what?
This is what we're going to do. Instead of...
Lauren Ashley?
Yes.
I actually, look, I don't agree with her much, but I agree with her on this.
See?
He should have shut the F up.
Yes.
And just waited and let her take the lead on this one. Like, yo, you're getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do is just be like, you know what, babe? I don't know if you're sure. Like, that's when you have to play the coy card. You don't
Absolutely.
play the call.
And you know what?
Call Taisha.
I
Like,
would
no.
want to know, and this is a question on top of the question.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think Kelly was maybe throwing out the hint to gauge his reaction and he had too much of a plan? Was it a test?
I don't know. I don't think it was a
a
test. I think
test.
she was genuinely interested. If a woman brings it up, it's probably because she has a genuine interest in doing that too. Where Kelly,
I don't know. Girls will ask questions. They'll be like, "Yo, what will
I
we?"
thought
and then
that
you
we
give
were
them
the
an answer.
experts.
Then you give them an answer.
They are the experts.
You are the experts, but girls, look, I'm an expert on the manipulation games of girls. and
that's
they'll-
fair.
And
That is
George
fair.
knows
That's
girls
fair.
will often set you up with questions.
So
But we're
my
talking about
first
Kelly, though.
girlfriend, who just so happened to
Thank
be
you.
from Jamaica,
okay.
Thank
and
you.
she asked me if I thought that the Salvadorian girl was pretty or not.
Wait, hold on. I remember this situation, which is why I bring it up.
I asked,
And I was like, George, I was like, And then George says,
yes.
no. George doesn't just say yes. He says, do you mean Carlita? She's beautiful inside and out. That's what George freaking says.
You went a little too
George.
far.
Oh, no. You know who went a little too far? Jamaican girl, when she
By
was like,
asking that
all of
question?
a sudden, look, she spoke
Don't mess with
English
Caribbean
perfectly.
women.
She spoke English perfectly. All of a sudden, she started speaking with an accent I had never heard before.
She cussed you out in
What's a
patois.
Boomba clock? What is it?
Oh, not good.
Yo, what's up?
She cursed you out in patois.
And then
my
George
goodness.
was like, no. And then she was about to cut this nigga's face. She was about to cut George's face.
Well, she actually threw a saw at my head
She
in wood
didn't
shop.
throw a saw. She threw one of the little blades from shop class.
Wow.
Because it was like, we were after school, it wasn't even no shop class, but she threw like a little, the little blades? She threw through the blade.
I think the
So
problem
wait.
is once you get into specifics. So you're talking about a specific girl that you think is beautiful. If it's someone that's just passing by and my guy says, if I say, do you think she's pretty? And he says, yeah, sure, why not? Appreciate a woman's beauty. I'm not going to be insecure about that because she is beautiful. I can't take that away from her. That doesn't mean that I'm not beautiful.
This is the problem. This is the issue right here. The main issue of both of these situations with Kelly and with your bad gal who almost took your face off is that people ask questions that they really don't want the answer to. Like, you really didn't want to know what you found out. So in that case, you shouldn't have asked. Like my mom always told me, if you look, you're going to find it. She probably already knew in her heart that the way you looked at Shorty, I forget her name, that you were attracted to her anyway. So her asking was really the opportunity for you to be like, no, babe. It was like a reassurance opportunity that she was
So
looking
girls want to
for.
slide to them.
Well, from what you're saying, you said shop class. I'm assuming this is like in high school
Right,
or in
younger.
so she's immature, and that's probably why you got the reaction that you got. But a grown ass woman just doesn't ask questions. Like, if I don't want to really know what you did last night, I'm not gonna ask you what you did last night, because I've already probably come up with all these scenarios of what happened in my brain, and even if you tell me the God's honest truth, I'm still gonna believe whatever I want to believe.
So that's more mature. Like, I don't. Where does
No,
this
I don't think
mature-
so.
It's
I think being
checking
upfront and
yourself.
honest and being able to accept. Because I don't know, if I want to ask a question, I'm going to ask the question.
But it's-
not
but if
in
it's-
fear of what he's going to say. Because whatever he's going to tell me, he's going to tell me regardless.
No, but it's if you really want to know the actual answer. I think in Kelly's situation, to go back to her situation, her having the threesome, I think Kelly just had an idea of it, and Kelly really didn't think this through asking him this. Like, in her mind, she had already planned out how it would go. Like, me and my dude, I'm going to tell him, he's going to be super excited. We're going to go out and get super drunk and go to a bar and meet some random girl that we both find attractive, and then it's going to be popping. But as soon as she told him, his dumb self got too excited and started rattling off all of her friends that he thought about boning.
So what's your advice to Kelly for now when she's with her boyfriend and these other friends he mentioned are around? How should Kelly handle that?
At this point, if I were Kelly, me and my friends are gonna go here. I'm gonna meet them there. We're not meeting at the house anymore,
No.
because moving forward, you don't want to keep having like some little tiny thing against like your man or your friends,
Right.
or
And
any
if,
point
and
of-
if he says something any kind of way to the friends, then it's
yeah.
going to make you think that he is
So
doing
now-
something or trying to do something.
you have to
Yeah.
keep that separate for a while,
Absolutely.
and he can't hug your friends.
No,
You
none
can't
of
even,
that.
like,
So
Don't,
this
I wouldn't
is-
even
this
want to
is
But
so-
you're
talk to
saying
her.
they don't break up, because to
Oh,
me,
no.
if I'm the boyfriend, this is a lost cause, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm this way. Is George enjoys conflict? Like, he
No,
does.
I don't.
Yes, you do, and I'll tell you why I feel like you do. Because you will sit there and argue your point forever when it comes to a girl. I will do that exact same thing.
Have
when
you
it
ever
comes to
felt
friends.
as passionately about a woman as I have?
I don't think I've felt as passionately about anything.
See,
as
what
you
I'm
have.
doing, brother, is I'm fighting for my lady.
Aw.
No, you're trying to be right. And here's the thing about that, right? And I understand that feeling because I love being right. But sometimes I feel like when that conflict arises and there's a rift, I don't know if that's repairable. Now, I'll explain why. Because now trust is like a mirror. And once trust is broken, you can glue that mirror back together again, but you'll always see those cracks.
100%.
Kelly P will always think about her boyfriend with her two friends. And now she's going to resent her two friends and resent the boyfriend not because of what happened, but because it was so important to her that she brought it up. That she actually emailed us about if it's justified or not, because she's trying to justify her resentment right now. And that's why. I don't think this is as big a deal. I think this is as big a deal for her specifically.
I agree with you 100%. She's never going to be able to let it go.
She's never gonna
ever.
let it go.
Anytime
And
she
he
sees
can
them,
never
even
make it
though
up to her.
right, and even though the friends didn't do anything, she's going to look at them differently.
She's gonna hate
going
them.
to treat them
Feel
differently.
like they did do something.
Exactly. Like, oh, well, what did you do for my man to like you?
Exactly.
I feel that for sure. So you're right. There are cracks, and I don't know that it's repairable.
I don't know. And I'm saying this once again.
Is she saying like she wants to leave her guy?
No,
like
but
she's
come
gonna be
on,
with
it's
her
read
guy?
that
not
email
like
to
her
you as is.
Boyfriend cheated with these friends.
Doesn't
He didn't
matter.
do the action.
Doesn't matter.
Are experts telling us that the thought is just as bad
It's
as
the
the
thought
action?
that matters, right? It's the thought that matters. How many times do we say that? It's the thought that counts.
But look at our law
I
system.
think it's more like the thought that lingers.
Absolutely.
Like it's just sticks
going to
with you.
manifest.
Hold on. Something George just brought up, very important. Look at our law system.
our law system. So if I think about stealing something versus
Yes.
if I actually steal it,
Yes.
I will get handcuffed.
No, the crime is the same. And that's what people don't understand. often.
What? You're about to
What
enlighten us.
what
For those of you who
people
don't know,
understand.
Taron the Don went to law school, and he's giving us a lot.
I'm gonna give
this
you-
might just be my words of the week. Can I get some law preach?
No, I'm going to give you a very interesting example that comes up in law school. So, a guy walks in home. He walks into the home, and he sees his wife is in the shower, and there's a man in bed naked. He gets his gun, and he shoots the man 4 times. The police come and arrest him. Clearly, the man and his wife had cheated. Okay. When the police arrest him, the coroner comes and realizes that the man had died an hour before the guy had got home. So while the woman was in the shower, the man had died on his own of natural causes. So the guy had shot a dead corpse. what does the man get charged with?
I don't know what
Is
it's
it
technically
manslaughter?
called, but it's tampering with a body after the fact.
Wrong. It's
I'm a
attempted
guess.
murder.
Oh, I was going to guess that.
Exactly. Attempted murder. The reason is his intent was to kill the person regardless that the person was dead already. His intent is what matters, which is why hiring a hitman and killing your husband is the exact same crime.
Sure.
In fact, hiring a hitman comes with a bigger...
Hold up. So you hire the hitman.
If you attempt
the hitman
to hire...
ain't about that life.
Not hire a hitman. Attempt to hire a hitman.
Okay, so you attempt to hire the hitman.
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Nothing. Not only does nothing happen, you never even pay the person to
Okay.
do it, but the fact that you've made mere mention of it,
It's the same crime,
It's the crime.
as if you were to actually go and shoot that person
it's
yourself.
a crime on its own, and it's punishable the same way.
I agree.
Whoa.
To solicit to have someone killed, yeah, that's just as bad.
Wait,
as a crime.
It's just, even if you plan a robbery, if you plan it and you never go through with it, it's conspiracy. That's what conspiracy charges are, which are higher often than the actual
So I need to
act.
ask this. I probably shouldn't be doing it on a broadcast or a live stream. What if you take the smoked Tabasco sauce at Chipotle? You didn't take it. You thought about taking it. I might have thought about taking it once. Is that a...
You're guilty. Yeah.
I didn't do it. I thought about it.
Yeah. Everybody's done it.
Okay, so what you
Not me,
thought
though.
about doing
None
was
of us
petty
here.
larceny.
Chipotle, none of us
And
have.
since petty larceny...
No, I didn't do it. Okay,
is
I thought about
a
maybe I need
fireable
extra
misdemeanor,
sauce.
they probably wouldn't go after you. However, if you had planned a bank robbery and they found the plans, you would be prosecuted as if you had with attempted bank.
So what can we curse on this show? So can I curse?
Fuck no.
Okay, so anyway, what you're saying is that him thinking about fucking them is the same as him fucking them.
No. What I'm saying is specifically in this situation,
Okay.
because she is unable to differentiate between the two. Now, there are times where even in the law, if you can differentiate between the two, meaning I said something in the heat of an argument, what? Bitch, I'll kill you. You're in the heat, passionate heat, you're probably not going
Damn.
to go to jail. However, if I'm like, okay, that's fine. Google, how do you kill your wife? And then you draw out the plans, then you kind of have it. So she can't differentiate between the two as of right now.
But hold
In
on
her
a
state of
second.
mind.
There is something in the law, I didn't go to law school, called entrapment. Was this
Yes.
a form of entrapment? Kelly P?
Interesting argument, Mr. GK Supreme. Very interesting deduction. Now, did she entrap him? Possibly. And the problem with entrapment is, you're right, it is not criminally prosecutable at times. It is a valid defense. But you know what it is? It's a tort at times, and it's civilly prosecutable. And that
Okay.
has a whole separate, different evidentiary procedure. And because of that, I'm simply saying what he did wasn't wrong, but she's going to punish him anyway.
Ah.
For a long time.
The
a long
judge
time.
has dropped the
Absolutely.
mallet.
And you can't, I don't think she will be able to get over it. And here's the thing, as a guy, when I do something wrong, I want to get over it, which is why, how many times does a guy and a girl in a fight and then the guy's over the fight and he's trying to fuck you? Why? Because he think if he does that action, everything will be fine. And you don't want to because you're still upset at him. And so now you're not turned on by this. But he's like, well, if I do something physical, the action is done.
That's
I have
ridiculous.
I have made up for my action, which is why we want, when you guys do something wrong, to make up for it with a physical action. And often girls don't. They try to make up for it with emotions, and we're like, that's great.
But
Suck
pop that
me off.
pussy like
So
that's
last question before we move on to our topic for the day. Last question based on Kelly's question back to you so we can better understand the situation, right? Do you think that if a man shows affirmation of his affection towards her and love towards her, physically, cards, maybe takes a page out of my book and writes a poem or uses my poem, can he show her that what he said is this repairable, or can he do something to make it better?
No, because he's still bringing up the fact of what happened. He's still apologizing. So anytime anything's related to that, I'm going to think of that. It doesn't matter. You're apologizing. You're writing me a card because you said you wanted to sleep with my friend. Are you kidding me? I don't want to talk to you.
Oh my gosh, this is such great knowledge because this is the biggest mistake I've made in my relationship.
That's why I never apologize. I just move on.
It's ridiculous.
That's not good.
I was taught you do something wrong in school, you apologize, you make up for it. But now what I just realized, and this is why I'm glad we have the experts on the show, because I've lost a lot of girlfriends because of this. I was trying to overcompensate, and you said something key. I was reminding them of the problem.
It's annoying when someone incessantly apologizes for something. Like, just if you're in a long-term relationship,
stop saying I'm sorry.
Stop saying that you're sorry because it's annoying for me to keep hearing. And also what it does is it loses its value when you say it 100%. All the time. Like,
Should we do it at least one time?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely. Yes. I think that initial reaction, but the flowers and the cards and the this and the that, you're just reminding me of that.
This is a major key right here. And I'm so grateful to have the two of you brought so much lightness.
There's a timeline with that, though. Like, if he got the flowers, cards, and candy, like, the next day, okay, cool. But, like, if we're, like, 3 weeks later and I'm still mad at you and we not sleeping together or whatever's happening, and then you bring it again, like, no, I was probably just thinking about giving you some, and now you brought this up and reminded me again, and now I'm pissed off all over again. And I'm calling my friend to be like, he bought me these raggedy ass flowers.
Right.
No, they're not raggedy, but
I couldn't be friends with the girls either, Kelly P. I'd be done. I'd have to write him off. I couldn't. If I was going to stay with him,
even though they did nothing wrong.
Even though they did nothing wrong,
they existed. What do you mean?
Our relationship would be completely different, and I wouldn't tell them why. I just couldn't deal with it.
Nah, that's like, well, you can't tell them.
It depends on how close we are. But yeah, because you don't want them to be like, oh, my man said he wants to sleep with you.
And then they'd be like, oh, I remember that time she told me that he had flipped her around and he had blah, blah, blah. And then she'll be like, and then her wheels get to turn and then my hands will get to swinging. Sorry, I'm from the East Coast.
You're the single one.
Yes, I am single.
Okay, I was just making sure.
Yeah, no violence. No
You're
violence
single too, right?
This one.
I was making sure.
Oh, wow.
Are you single?
Major shade.
Major shade.
I'm always single. So I could be married and I'd still.
Teron,
you would never know.
I
think you would never ever.
Teron, I want you to admit it on radio. We agreed earlier through text that we're in a relationship.
You have to make it Facebook official.
George, I will fight you. I will fight you on this show. Okay?
No.
Stop calling our radio show a relationship. Okay?
It isn't a form. It could be classified as a relationship. My relationship to Teron is that I am his co-host.
But that's not how you use it. He's like,
therefore, we're in a relationship.
He'll talk to me and he'll be like, so you do realize our relationship is about give and take. And I'll be like, yo, I really need you to stop texting me.
Are these the kinds of conversations that you guys really have?
Yeah.
Our relationship is about give and take?
Interesting.
I don't know. That sounds like a
I just
relationship
think
to me.
maybe George is a lot more open with his emotions.
Yes.
He's a poet.
And I don't think he's trying to get at you. But I want to bring up something that you just said. And like you were like, oh, and you're the single one, right? And you're like, yeah, I'm single. And I'm like, are you single? And you're like, oh, that's fine. Why is it so bad for women to be single? Like, why is that seen in a negative?
Women being single, it's just the fact that you were violent that made you single.
No,
it wasn't
that's
about
not.
being a woman. You could, if a guy had said the same thing, and then I'm gonna get to swinging and beat her, I'd be like, and that's why you're single.
No,
Jamal. Like,
these are jokes. This is entertainment. You're a comedian.
I feel like you're violent.
Well, I mean, if a dude slept with your girl, you'd probably feel a little volatile too. But no, like it seems like it's a diss for girls, like to say, oh, and you're single, and it's just like
I hear that.
That's why you're single.
Well, she
That's
brought
not
up
what
a
we were
real
doing.
issue. It's not what Teron was doing. I don't think it's what Teron was doing. But
y'all are in a relationship for sure.
Is it an issue you
we
deal?
cover for each other.
But what I want to know outside of this argument, because I know him very well, and he was just saying the violent thing was an immediate response. But in society, do you feel that it's not okay for a lady to be single? For a woman to be single, have you experienced that versus seeing guys?
Yes, no, I totally agree with that. That's what I was bringing up. I know he's playing. Yeah. I'm not that sensitive, but like that it is like women. Forget
violent.
you. I'm not violent. I've never put my hands on you.
You have threatened my life at least 20 times that I can count.
Wow, I'm lied on.
Threatened me.
Anyway, no, it's sometimes seen as a negative thing. It's like when I ask them, people say, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, like I host, I act. Oh, I just moved to LA." Like, "Oh, that's so great. Do you have any kids?" Like, "No, I don't have any kids." "Oh, that's so wonderful." And it's like, well, do you have a boyfriend? I'm like, no. They're like, and it's just like, damn, I was doing so good until you found out that I wasn't in like a relationship on my way to becoming married.
Now, are you talking about guys that are trying to talk to you, or just talking about people in general?
Just people in general.
Can I say something real to you that I realized, because I used to get the same sort of comments towards my lifestyle and everything.
About being single?
About being single. And what I realized, it might not be so much. I do agree that you experience some form of discrimination because you're a woman, it's worse. But what I experience as a man, because I heard the same comments, people are projecting their insecurity of not taking the career leap that I made. And they're trying to level me to their comfort zone by saying that. I've felt that sometimes.
That's a point, but there's also a bigger point. A point is there are certain things that people do that we naturally look at and we either are encouraged or discouraged by. And being in a relationship, in our point of view, in general terms, means that you're more reliable, consistent, and responsible. Which is why, for example, the president will never be a bachelor. There's only been one president that was a bachelor. I think it was President Buchanan. I'm like 90% sure. But the concept is every president we're looking for is going to be in a relationship, is going to be married, possibly with children, things that show
a sign of stability.
Exactly. That's
commitment.
It's also why we don't like our presidents to smoke. If you remember, President Obama used to hide the fact.
Stop outing Obama. He had enough, dog. Don't bring up
that. He had to hide the fact that he used to smoke cigarettes because as a society, when someone smokes cigarettes or does anything of that nature, we are discouraged by it and we think of it as a sign of weakness and character. So being in a relationship with whether it's male or female, now, do I think it's more severe for women? Of course. We place a lot more responsibilities on women across the board.
And that's changed. We see a lot of women are go-getters. They want to get the higher level of education. They want the job. They want their own business. And I feel like people are saying, you're going to be too old to have kids.
Sure.
And they have this
Absolutely.
extra pressure that I, as a man, don't have to face.
Well, of course. Like, think about it like this. We have terms. You know what a family man is? It's literally a guy that just stays with his family. All of a sudden, we have a term.
Stay-home dad? Because I want to be
family
one.
Man.
Oh.
A family man. Like, you're a family man. That means I'm a guy who has a family and I stayed with my family. What's the same equivalent word for woman? We don't have family woman. We expect the woman to be there with her family.
Wow.
That is a great point.
Yes.
What do you call you call a person who doesn't have a parent, like a dad, you call him a bastard, right? Call that person a bastard. You call the underage woman that had him a whore. What's the word for the guy that left? We just don't. It's
no,
Tom. Tom just, that's Derek. Hey, Derek. We don't have words for that.
Cool.
So it's it's society at some points. We do that. We do that. And so we need to be very aware.
And I'm glad you acknowledge it, and I'm glad we addressed this point you made.
That was an excellent point.
What can men do to improve this way of thinking?
As someone who's married.
Oh, yeah. What are things we should watch out? What are things that the men are listening? What should they not say to you? You know, what should they look out for?
What should men look out for in terms of?
I see it, LTC.
What?
So in terms of things to say and not to say that are offensive, when we're asking if you're single or in a relationship, what are things we should just stay away from?
I just feel like you shouldn't even ask that question. If someone that's single wanted that information out there, then they're going to tell you, like, oh, I'm not really in a relationship. I'm focusing on myself. I'm doing A, B, and C. I just don't feel like it should be a topic of conversation. Unless you're trying to talk to her, then
but
it's
it is
different.
a topic of conversation. I saw you had a wedding ring.
Yeah.
The reason is to showcase to everyone that you are in a committed
Absolutely.
relationship.
Now, does this mean anything to anybody when I go out? No.
Obviously not. You still gave me spirit fingers with that same hand.
I think it was the other hand.
It was the other hand.
You mean black guys?
No, not just black guys. All ethnicities, all races.
Men don't care about that.
They don't care. It's worse now that I'm married. It's like, oh, well, where is he? I'm like, he's at home.
It's like a challenge.
Yes. Even if they know that I'm not going to talk, they still want to buy me drinks. They still want to hang out, be around, A, B, and C. But they know that nothing's happening. What?
Well, we are getting to a point where we do actually have to talk about our topic.
Don't ask him what like that. We just tried to follow the script.
What you said, what guys should do. What guys should do is ask, but don't ask why, because it's like they try to compliment me. They're like, well, you're smart and you're beautiful, but I don't understand why you single. I don't understand why you would say that.
So ask, but don't
crazy.
ask why.
And if they knew you, they would understand why. So listen,
you're so lucky to say. Okay,
that was good. Can you say it one more time?
He's trying to make me threaten him.
Ask, but don't ask.
Ask a woman, why you can ask why you're single.
She's single, but not
or
why
maybe
she's
ask
single.
about her last relationship, and that usually will lead women into telling you why this happened, and let her know that, hey, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too.
I'm learning a lot today. I'm learning this is great. This is awesome.
I love him.
When it comes to breaking up, We're gonna go with Felicia because I feel like she has a lot of experience. When it comes to breaking up,
Shade
Felicia.
room.
When it comes to Felicia and I happen to be very good friends.
I wouldn't use the word very, but
You would. Next time you need a ride home, you will be like, very good.
I'll see you tonight.
So look, yeah, exactly. So we all tape over at AfterBuzz, and it's late night. So Felicia and I have had extremely good conversations on the car ride. She's new to LA, and she's getting used to a lot of
Conversations
like,
or arguments?
No,
arguments. Yes,
you know
Stuart,
what?
arguments.
They're not even arguments. They're like really good
Debates.
debates.
They're like debates,
They're
yeah.
good debates. We have opposing point of views, and it's very fun. She's a very fun person. But also, when it comes to the rules of breaking up, are there rules to actually breaking up with someone? And if there are, what are these rules? Because as guys, we often don't know and we don't understand them from the female perspective.
And by rules, we need to know, are there the do's and don'ts? Is there a time period? And is there a transition process out? And is there a protocol for after the transition out?
You want to know how to be processed out of the situation,
Right.
okay?
Or process back in.
Or back in, because we always have hope.
The number one rule is if you know that you don't actually care about her, like you don't care about her feelings and you're not interested in having that relationship with her anymore, don't double dip. You do not double dip. Don't go back and have sex with her. Like, keep your stick to yourself. Like, just don't mess with her emotions, because all that's going to happen is that she's going to go crazy because she's emotional too. Like, it's an emotional situation breaking up with someone, especially if you've been with them for a very long time.
And then they look at you weird when you go crazy, but it's like,
you did it, dude.
you did this to me.
You did it.
Yeah.
So you're just drawing like clear lines and having set boundaries for yourself. And then if you want to get back with the girl, respecting her boundaries in a way that you're not stalking them. Like, it's been times like I've left someone and I'm like, can you please in real life leave me the fuck alone? Like, I said it nice to you a couple times, like, actually leave me the fuck alone or I'm gonna call your fucking mom.
So what is too much? Obviously that person did something to make you feel that way. And you gotta understand, if a guy we're with you for a reason. So when we break up, we kind of still have that hope that maybe in the future at a better time it could work out. How do we know what is too much? What should we not do? Because is it okay to ask for you back once and you say no? Do we stop right there?
Doesn't that depend on what you guys broke up about?
Absolutely. And I think seeing you try more would make me want to be with you more. Not too much though. Like, I feel like there's definitely a line where it's a little bit obsessive.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Where's that line?
Yeah,
How do you
we
know
need
if
to
you cross it or
define
not?
the line.
The line is, if I block you and then you drive 2.5 hours to my family's home and knock on the door and ask if I'm home
Felicia,
at 9 o'clock at night
who hurt
on a
Wow.
Sunday.
Who hurt you?
No, it's who I hurt. No, I'm just kidding.
She said it.
So
said it.
here's the thing. We say stuff like that, and honestly, that makes a lot of sense. But what doesn't make sense is when the guy does that and the girl does go back to the guy, and it encourages men, that behavior, to persist. We are taught as men, even in movies and such, where now we're looking back and going, wow, James Bond was a rapist. We are taught that persistence and insistence gets you through resistance. And that's something that as men, we're always valuing. Like, if I try hard enough, she will say yes. And the problem is we've seen it work so many times.
In movies.
Not just movies, in
Real
real
life.
life. The concept of the friend zone, which is its own topic of its
It works
own.
in real life. It's never worked for me in real life.
That's rape culture.
That's
like, I'm going
not
to keep
true
pushing
at all,
myself
George.
on
Every
you.
girl you've
Yeah.
been with has been your bestie for...
Yeah, but they put me in the friend zone.
Yeah, and then you got out of the friend zone, and then you put yourself back into the friend zone. And that's what I'm saying. So the concept is, you see a lot of people that do that, where it's like, we were friends for 3 years, and then, well, that just means he was trying to fuck you for 3 years.
Damn.
Does it?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, it does.
I've had friends and I've never tried that.
Did you
with
ever
them.
end up sleeping with them?
No.
Okay, so then that's a different concept. You
That's
just had
his
friends.
case. Yes.
In the situation where you're with a friend and then you end up being together, then the entirety of the time, the guy has been plotting.
Was he plotting?
100%.
Are you sure?
Listen, hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Yes. Look.
I'm looking at you.
Look. Martin, you should be looking at me. Look. Yes, he's trying to fuck. Like, seriously. Look, George and I are really good friends, all right?
Y'all have hurt. You hurt my feelings.
George is a really good friend. We go out.
You don't even care you hurt my feelings?
Now, if we go out, like, let's say Martin and I go out. Yeah, I understand. I just don't care. So let's say Martin and I go out and we had a great time hanging out, Martin and I. And at the end, we had dinner. It's like, oh, man, this bill is crazy. Martin, and you owe me $40.32 because I'm not trying to fuck you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, like, when you're in a situation...
Hold on, brother. Okay? I believe that relationships should be built on companionship.
Sure.
And what if someone is truly just your companion and you realize over time you went out, you dated him and her and him and her, and you realize that companion near you the whole time was the most important thing. That companion didn't intend to be in a relationship with you all along.
I understand.
You may have seen that down the road.
I understand.
Hey, I tried this, and now why not give something new a shot? Does that mean that the man was plotting all along to be in a relationship or have sex with that woman?
I'll give you an example. You're dating a girl, and she's like, oh my God, no, he's like my brother. Well, guess what, bitch? I have sisters, and I'm not trying to fuck them. Like, that's the differentiation.
See, I think
this is not Game of Thrones,
different.
This is not Game of Thrones. Like, you're not, if that's your brother, then there should have ever been a time where your brother's ding-a-ling was near your thing. Like, that, this isn't.
I need to know out there, if anybody's watching, have you ever seen somebody go from the brother zone to the sister zone? And then into a relationship. Does that happen?
That happens.
It does, and it's the creepiest thing ever. Because why are you saying that that's your bro, and then you're gonna go mess with him?
And I'll tell you why girls keep that, and they say that's my bro, because they want their current guy to understand. See, when girls look, guys, we have Plan B, but girls have Plan B too.
And C.
Okay, Plan B is.
I thought you were talking about the contraceptive for a second.
In a guy's case, but with the girl, it's like. There's a guy in the cut waiting in case you mess up. I have this guy that gives me the attention, got me an iPod for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, why is someone getting you an iPod?
I have to agree. People do be plotting. Like, have y'all ever been in a relationship where there was just a friend lingering around?
Who happens to be in a Wells Fargo commercial.
And you said, that was specific. And you just sense that something's going on and they're saying, nah, we're just friends. Just had that intuition. You know, I don't want to agree with this guy, but he might have a point that a lot of the times people do go under the guise of friends and they're plotting. Have you experienced this?
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the girl they told you not to worry about, you know, like.
Yeah, like the girl that I didn't like from the beginning,
right?
And then I tried to embrace her.
And women's intuition is and she was not receptive to the embrace. And there's a reason for that because yes, there is something going on in the background.
You know what? Y'all are preaching. You're speaking to me, and I'm Middle Eastern, and I don't want my partner around their cousins because something can still happen.
Relax.
What?
Relax. Okay. Whoa. All right. That's where we've gone too far. So, rules of breakup. Let's go through the list of the rules. First of all. Is there a time limit where I, as a male or a female, should not be engaging with someone else? Like, is there a time limit?
Like after you're single?
After we break up. So we break up. We're together. We get into a fight, or we mutually break up, or whatever the case is. Does it differ based on the reasoning? And is there a time limit?
Yeah. There's absolutely a time limit, but it depends on how long you guys have been together.
Okay.
So let's say we've been together for 5 years.
Sure.
I don't think that the next week you need to go sleep with somebody, especially if we're still kind of talking and figuring it out. It depends on how the breakup went too.
Like Ross and Rachel. I call it the Ross and Rachel effect.
Sure.
Yeah. It's kind of like
I'm already on a date. Like I'm probably already on a date. Like it's nothing wrong with a good rebound.
But let me ask, but are you on a date as a rebound just to make yourself kind of feel better, but then you go home at night and cry?
No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not going to go home and cry. But probably because someone was asking me out the entire time I was in a relationship anyway.
You call him your brother.
When you're moving?
No. I only have one. I only have two really close guy friends that I call my brothers, and one I helped him to meet his wife actually.
Okay.
So and then the other one is just I've known him since I was like knee high to a grasshopper, so no interest at all.
But when you're moving on so fast, aren't you in a way devaluing the importance of that relationship?
Absolutely. 100%. Because people say they're done and they're not really done.
Well, if you tell me that you're done with me and you don't want me, you don't want me and you're done with me and now I'm done with you.
Is the bounce back really that quick though, Felicia?
I mean, but I'm not saying you have to. You couldn't wait to say that. I'm not saying that you have to do that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, we're not together anymore. It is not my business with what you do. I assume when I break up with a guy or I stop talking to him that he's out, like trying to, do whatever he wants to do himself.
I think the idea of it's not my business anymore, that's great. It's a pretty picture to be painted. But I want to know who you're dating. I want to see her social media. I want to know. And even though that thought's going to drive me crazy, I'm doing it. I am.
I look because I just need to be sure that I know, because I'm already sure she's uglier than me, but then I just need to confirm that she's like,
does it make a breakup worse if your partner goes with someone who you feel is more attractive or more poppin', more followers, or what you deem is maybe like really good looking? Does it hurt more?
No, because I've never experienced that. I just feel like you're going to be hurt during a breakup anyway, especially if you cared about somebody. It doesn't matter if the next
You must be on your Kim K. You got like 1 million followers and you're just popping.
No,
she is popping.
Thank
she's
you.
Popping.
Yeah, she's
Beck.
popping.
Don't you say nothing. So I don't think that it would. I
was actually going to say, you're a really good friend. You have definitely vouched for your friend several times.
Yeah, sure.
I really appreciate that.
Why not?
Especially since your friend is going on a date the day after she broke up with someone.
No, not the day after. I'm just saying it's no need to stop the train. Like, if you want to go out on a date, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I don't think you should be going out looking for like the next person to be with.
Go out on a date,
but just
feel
have fun.
good, be wined and dined.
The consequences, you go out on the date and I find out and we're like supposed to get back together, I will no longer forgive you because I can't trust you anymore. Because I will use that against you.
Well, bro, like, you let me go. If you let me go, that's on you. And then if I let you go, that's on me. No, you tell somebody I don't, like, you can say, like, I don't want to, like, or I can't be with you right now, but I'm not a person who I believe in being transparent. Like, I don't, like, there's truth and there's transparency. Truth is if I ask you and you tell me. Transparency is me not having to ask me. So if I want to be with somebody, I'm going to say, I don't want to break up with you. Like, I want to still be with you. Like, I'm going to be honest about how I feel. And if at that point you still leave, then what else is it? You chose to leave. I told you, even in the hard time, that I still really want this to work.
And that kind of goes back to double dipping. If we're done, we're done. That's it.
So here's really quick. How do you break up with someone? So you get into a situation.
Not through text.
So go on, because a lot of breakups happen through text.
I think that's absolutely ridiculous. There's no real way to break up with somebody in a nice way, ever. So I think
what's the best approach?
Being respectful, being completely 100% honest. If there's someone else, tell me. Even though I may not want to know, I'm going to find out anyway. So I'd rather hear it from you, hear it from the source, know what's going on, so that way I'm not blindsided when I see that shit on social media. I want to know.
Bars.
What's the worst
That's
way
a
you've
great
ever been?
answer, Lauren.
That was a really, really good answer.
I'm a pageant queen.
What's the worst way you've ever been broken up
says
with?
she loves you. Facts.
Oh, love you.
That I've been broken up with?
Yeah, worst way.
Or I've broken up with somebody.
Oh, either way.
The worst I probably ever did was just not speak and just get all my stuff and just walk out.
So you ghosted someone? In real life?
In real life.
You killed yourself and became a ghost. And just
Yes,
floated around
I had to kill myself, or
stuff.
I would have to kill them. So I decided to kill myself and just get out of there. So maybe just not speaking. But some situations get so bad. It just depends on the situation. It could be so volatile or so toxic or dysfunctional that there's not much else that needs to be said. Because if we talk more, the more we're going to get back into this roller coaster. More we're going to get back into this cycle.
Emotions get triggered and whatnot.
We're just going to draw it out. I don't like long and drawn out. Quick and sweet. Just
Understandable.
I'm the opposite.
You need
I wanna
closure?
know. I need clarity. I need closure. I think the worst breakup I ever went through was one where I was ghosted. I got ghosted and never heard anything. I tried to reach out, everything. He changed his number.
Damn.
Found out he was dating somebody. Yeah, because I was crazy.
Was the person
he
a
cheated on
fitness
me.
trainer?
No, not at all. Not hardly. He cheated on me, and I found out, and then he broke up with me and stopped talking to me.
Was he Italian?
No, he was white.
So here's the thing. What about being friends later?
No.
In a breakup, is that okay?
No.
Is it possible?
No.
Is it against the rules?
It depends on the relationship. So it depends on how deep things went. You know, for me, I'm friends with some people that I've dated. Like, I'm cool with them.
Okay.
Like, I'm cool with their new girlfriends. Like, I don't after
But
we're
you're not
done,
looking at them like looking at their new girl like, oh, like I'm better.
No,
I'm this. I'm that. Like,
no, one girl before had like his old phone and just was like, "Oh, happy birthday, Felicia!" Like it's his birthday. Your birthday was in his phone.
but Felicia,
like,
I feel like that's a personality thing too with you. Like, you can just be one and done.
Yeah.
You can just be done. I feel like I would be looking at you like I can't. We can't be friends. I can't sit in the same space with you.
Well, if you didn't have sex, you can still be friends for sure.
Right. If you didn't have sex, once that line is crossed, no, you can't be friends. Men and women can't be friends like that.
You know what? I disagree with that because both George and I have very good female friends that are really our sisters who we have no intentions with. And that's a thing. And I will say that as a person, and it depends on the guy because we were both raised around a lot of feminine energy. We are very comfortable.
My
with
mom
women.
and my sister are my best friends. Therefore, it's very easy for me to be
And
best
on
friends with them.
that note, our Imperfect Gentleman of the Week is going to go out to Nicki Minaj because she deserves it the most. Because if not, she might throw a tantrum.
We believe you're number one, Nikki.
I don't.
We got your back.
I don't. Astro World is number one. Imperfect Gentleman of the Week, and that would have been a great discussion to have with you guys. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks
Where
for having
can people
us.
find you if you want to be found?
You can find me on Instagram at Lauren Ashley Beck.
You can find me on Instagram too at It's Felicia Michelle.
That's wonderful. Thank you for being the female expert panelists. You guys were amazing. And of
Incredible.
course, you already know what it is. You can find me at I Am Tehran all across the board at I Am Tehran. And I'm alongside
Mr. George Khoury. Tron, spell my last name.
That's Khouri. He has a fetish, and we are
Imperfect Gentlemen.
Remember, nobody's perfect but us.